Wow. Are you warm?
Yeah. It is like a sauna in here.
Well, I was hoping we could have a conversation about what you think the characteristics of a reflexive art pedagogy in the contemporary moment are.
Do you mean to ask me to write the proverbial essay explaining who I am? Like in The Breakfast Club, when Anthony Michael Hall says he's a walrus?
Well, yes and no. It's not a punishment. Rather, it is an open source conversation. But really, I am just curious about what kind of art teacher you think you'll be based on your experience so far in the field of art education.
Oh, well, when you put it that way, I think I may be able to answer you. You see, it's like this. I came into the art education program having some pretty simple expectations, like, well, learning how to teach art. But the program has taken me way beyond that.
Oh, really? Tell me what you mean.
Well, I thought it was going to be simply how to teach art-making techniques, you know, like how to draw in perspective. But I am learning more about what it means to teach in a postmodern time and how to create a theme-based curriculum.
What does that mean to you? Tell me more.
The most important thing it means to me is that I value the importance of being an artist educator, not solely one or the other. For me, using my studio work as a place for curriculum development will be very important. And as my studio work continues to evolve, so too will my teaching practice. It is not a new concept for me to learn as I go, but I am coming to terms with learning as I go in front of a room full of students. These people will be watching me. But I am beginning to think it is okay to show that I learn too, and that I don't know everything, but that I can figure stuff out. I hope it makes me more approachable, and not less.
That is a good strategy.
It's not so much a strategy as it is just a way of being in life.
Yes, I suppose it is.
And since I bring myself with me wherever I go, how I am in life will be how I am in a classroom. At least to some extent.
So, how are you in life?
I'm nothing if not resourceful. And now I see how that will be very important in my classroom. In fact, I think it is the number one thing I'd like to be able to teach students. Resourcefulness.
What do you mean by resourcefulness?
I mean having the ability to figure out creative and innovative solutions to problems. Take this video, for example. But seriously, problem solving is where it's at. We may work on the same or similar problems, or even make up our own problems, but finding innovative solutions for those problems is where the art making comes into play.
What kind of problems are you talking about, exactly?
Could be anything. Here's a simple example. What is the best tool for cutting paper?
That would be a scissor.
Right. Or, maybe, what if the paper is really huge and you want a straight line and a square corner?
Paper cutter?
Perhaps. But what about if I had 1,000 sheets I wanted to cut at the same time?
I don't know. Chainsaw.
That would work. Now what about cutting one piece of paper with a chainsaw?
Oh, I see what you did. There could be meaning in that. Could speak of a society of overkill.
We found creative solutions to a simple problem. It gets real fun when your innovations are even more unexpected, don't you think? The same innovative way of thinking can be related to themes, or subject matter, or materials alike, and not everyone knows how to think like this. But I think it can be a learned skill. I am excited to teach it.
Wow. This is getting kind of interesting. So, what more?
Well, another theme I reflect on all the time is the idea of interconnectedness. People, places, things, ideas, materials, techniques, methods, all connected. I'm fascinated by this thought and hope to be able to bring a sense of it to my students. I like the idea of making art from a place of interconnectedness. I've also learned to understand the deep and meaningful value of asking questions.
How so?
In order to ask good questions, you need to be interested in the answer, for any reason. I know it sounds simple, but having a real interest in people and about the things they do and think and makes it easy to ask questions. The real interest I have in whether or not my students learn will make it easy for me to ask them questions that will make getting to the answer a rich experience for both of us. I recall hearing somewhere that a teacher should be the chief questioner.
Hectares, huh? I like that.
Yeah, me too. Aren't you getting hot? I can't believe you're not sweating.
So? What more?
OMG. There's a ton more.
Like what?
I'll give you a list. I want to learn and teach about what it means to think like an artist. How to be a facilitator of thought and action. I want to provide experiences and the safe space in which to have them. I certainly want to keep learning and keep improving on my own reflexive practice too. Watching those videos of myself teaching was invaluable.
Now that you mention it, weren't you supposed to use footage from those videos in this?
Yes, and I am using it.
Oh, I haven't seen any yet.
But this is my reflection on that footage. Those classroom experiences have completely informed what I'm telling you. Seeing myself teaching was a revelation for me. I actually like the way I conduct myself in the classroom. I don't know why I am surprised, but I am.
So, what else was on your list?
I think students need to learn how to figure stuff out and not be spoon-fed the right and only answer. I want my classroom to be the what-if zone. I also think that my art classroom will be a place for students to comment on culture. I want their art learning to be relevant to them. I love the concept of meeting people where they are.
What else can you tell me?
I have to admit that I am a little nervous to be on what I perceive as the cutting edge of the profession.
What do you mean?
I mean that from my observations, it seems as if a postmodern way of teaching and thinking is relatively new in the field. Or at least it feels like what it means to be an art teacher is moving forward, changing. It looks different out there than it does in here. But I am hopeful that I can bring my beliefs, innovative methods and enthusiasm for postmodernism with me. Art education pedagogy marches forward and I'm dancing all over it.
Disco. Is that all?
One more thing. I think sometimes it can be hard to see yourself as others see you, so having a reflexive practice with a mentor or colleague as a mirror is going to be important for me too. I think the sauna is getting the better of me. I need to go get some air. I still can't believe you are not sweating.
All my sweat is being soaked up by my hat. I am resourceful too.